Whoops, it looks like I forgot to put on my microphone. So let me go ahead and restart. And then on playback, I'll go ahead and remove that. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the, I guess you can say, stock watch list and day trading morning opening bell. So let's dive into what we're looking at right now, because there's one ticker specifically that I'm really looking at, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So first of all, AIHS that we traded on Friday. That one was pretty crazy. We did 3 more trades after the live stream. Things were going a little insane. We ended up basically just breaking even for the day. I'll review those trades first while we're building our watch list. We have 16 more minutes, so we got a little bit of time. The TKKS, I probably won't be trading this one, but it had a huge crash on Thursday and then a massive rebound on Friday. So we'll just go ahead and check it out. I'm kind of curious how this thing's going to trade today. And then we got KERN, and this thing is really up our alley. I mean, this is exactly what we're looking for. Super low market cap, beyond low float. I think it was a 4 or 5 million float. Right in our price range, around that $4 or $5 area, but there's a massive amount of dilution on it at $11.50. So if the price goes up to there, this thing will just get annihilated. So let's see what happens today, and let's just start off by, like always, sharing my screen and then diving into all the good stuff. And 1 second. Full cam, second screen. I think that's it. Yeah, there we are. Okay, and then let me just move my head a little bit, because yesterday during the video, I kind of messed it up a little bit. If you guys have not watched the video from yesterday where I talk about our portfolio allocation, it's the last video I posted. It was on Sunday. Definitely go ahead and check that out. I think it's quite interesting, and you really... I kind of break down my different accounts and how I'm going to be allocating my trades to optimize our account growth under the pattern day trader rule. So I hope you guys find some value in that. All right. Let's go ahead and let's just keep working. Let's see what's going on here. So let's first talk about AIHS just a split second, because this thing was just on fire. And we had that really nice trade. Check out my 2 videos ago where we do this trade live. It was my last live stream. That was on Friday. We had this nice descending channel, or you can say breakout bounce. You know, you could call this thing a lot of stuff, a little pullback in the breakout. And then we were trying to buy into this breakout. We got the entry a little bit late, around right here, 1.41 on this little mini dip right here. So thankfully we didn't buy up here. And then I sold right when we weren't really breaking past the 1.58. We originally had our limit order a little bit higher, 1.59, but we didn't get that. And then I just really ended up getting out of this trade really fast. It looked a little different during the live stream because we had the tick view open, which gave us a little bit more details of what was going on. So then let me just go to all trades and show you guys what happened afterwards. Because what happened afterwards, we could have made a nice chunk of change, but we ended up, giving up like $80 back in the beginning. This is kind of a big loss. It was like 6-7%. And then we were trying to trade this breakout over here, and we got, let's just start with this one. So we had a nice little support line area right here, and that's exactly what I wanted to enter. I got a little aggressive and I entered around this area, 126. I was pretty happy about it, actually. But then the price kept on going down, and that's when I kind of got out as quick as possible right here at 1.17. So a little late on my exit. Yes, this thing was crashing hard, and I'm still not that great with the active trader, but I kind of tuned it up today. So I think today we're going to be a little bit quicker with our trades. So I'm really excited to get to use these things today. And let me just make sure everything looks good. Excellent connection. Microphone is on. Okay, good. I'll keep talking. So let's try to get a little bit more quick today. Ultimately, I didn't have this stuff set up. Now I can say join bid. I have auto send selected. If you don't have auto send selected, there's this little box that comes up, and then you can review your order. If you do have it selected, nothing pops up and your bid automatically goes here. So then I can say join the ask, and then That basically puts my price wherever the ask is, which is right now at 0.9996. I'm not really sure if TD would let me trade there. I think I'll probably throw it on the 1. So I could go ahead, say join ask, and or sell market, buy market, which would actually be all the way up here, which is kind of weird if it did that. So I'm not really sure why that would happen. I guess that's just pre-market. Yeah, that's why I don't trade pre-market. Okay, so what were we talking about? We were talking about this dip. I ended up kind of getting, shaken out of this one, which is really, really unfortunate because right after I get out, this thing just rallies. From the top to the bottom, 30%. 30% rally. I mean, there's no way I would have held it that long. I would have 100% got out probably in this first area right here. If I held past that, I definitely 100%, not even a question about it, would have got out right here at 137, maybe even 136. So there's no way I would have held it that whole thing. But I think, a 10% rally, maybe even a 15% trade would have easily been possible. And if there's one thing, one way I would have, if I can go back in time and do this trade again, instead of buying on the way down, I would be buying on the way up. That's the big difference. So I'm not going to be trying to catch these dips as aggressively as I do with, let's say, crypto trading. I'm gonna wait for a little bit more of a confirmation of a reversal. I'm gonna check out the order book. If I miss 2, 3, 4% upside, that's fine, as long as I don't catch a falling knife. And that's kind of what happened here. I mean, we kind of got lucky because this thing reversed at one point, but whew, I mean, what if this thing just kept falling and we didn't get our position out in time? So, very kind of sketchy on this one. We had this descending triangle right here, and I thought we were going to break out right here to the upside. I ended up taking this kind of breakout buy at 39. We didn't get it. We got the price reversed right away, and we kind of got out right here at 1.36. So not really too hot on this one. A small scratch overall, and then we finally got the breakout trade. But again, since I was really slow with my active trader, it was a pretty small trade. So actually the entry was right here, and then we got out. It was like a 2% trade, nothing too really glorious on that one. So let me quickly just show you guys what all these trades really look like in our sheet. So last week, 2 trades on Tuesday, 2 on Thursday, and then 4 on Friday. That's a lot of trades. So we were kind of aggressive. So we can only do 1 trade today because of our cash account is the only thing right now that's active. Our margin account is completely crushed in terms of active trading. And we still have to recover from October, because in October we had that one really stupid bad trade that kind of put us back a little bit. We had this 30% loss right here. So that's really what we have to come back from. And I think we'll easily be able to do it. I just got to keep on being consistent. I didn't cut that trade quick enough because it was an illiquid trade. We held it overnight and we couldn't get out of our position. And I just simply don't even want to trade anything remotely like that anymore. So that was a dumb mistake on my end. But that's ultimately the reason we're starting with a small account size. And I talk about that in Sunday's video, what this kind of goal is all about and why we're starting with a small account size. So honestly, for the next few months, I would say till about February, we're going to be trading with a fairly small account size to really just kind of focus on getting our trading foundation together, really honing in on the software, the strategy, and all that stuff. So we're really set up for spring next year. All right, let's get back into the charts. Let me quickly see if there's anything else I want to talk about on this one. So KERN, let's just go right into this one, because this is really what I'm going to be looking at today. We had such a nice rally on this one. And if we just go to the weekly chart, you can kind of see probably a bit better what's been going on. So the weekly chart has been, just constantly selling off. And then we finally have this new high coming up. And I think a big reason behind this new high, I haven't found the promotions yet, but this thing is, I'm pretty sure, is being promoted. And there's a reason why I think that. So let me just talk a little bit about the why right now. So we have definitely some major resistance here at this area. And again, it's $7. And then probably, again, I would probably say, around this $9 area. big resistance zone, and then 855. Okay, so this thing has just been selling off extremely ferociously. Can I even say that? And then we had this huge rally from 3.25, actually 3.1616, 100% rally, and then by the end of the day, 116% rally. And if you just go over to their financials, I went to OTC Markets, typed in KERN, then I went to their disclosures, then I checked out their 10Q, which is their quarterly, basically just accounting, everything submitted, all their documentation, and then I just, I was searching through their warrants, and you can see down here, outstanding as of September 30th, 2019, they have 5.8 million shares that they did a refinancing on. So these are newly sold shares, and these shares can be sold into the market at $11.50. So that's really, really intense. I mean, that means basically if the price does reach $11.50, then the whoever financed this, I'm looking for it right now, can't find it right now, but whoever financed this will be able to dump the shares into the market, which will definitely create some selling pressure. And ultimately, I think that's the big reason why the price is going up, because somebody's promoting this thing in the back end. Someone's really wanting the price to go up so they can sell into the market, which totally makes sense. So yeah, we're going to be looking at this. I think this is going to have a lot of volume today. Not sure if we're going to trade it, but it's definitely on the radar. And then the last one I want to talk about today is TKKS. And the only reason I want to talk about this one is because this thing crashed about 50%, and then it just rallied right back up again. I mean, that was pretty crazy. We didn't watch this one live. Unfortunately, I would have liked to check this one out, but ultimately we did miss this one. I'm just kind of curious what's going to happen today. Is it just going to keep consolidating? Is the volume completely gone? Kind of looks like it based on the dollar volume, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm generally kind of curious. Also, you'll notice over here that we completely cleaned up our watch list, so there's nothing here except the first 3 tickers that we were looking at. Once the market opens, and we're going to do some scans, and we'll see if we add anything else to our watch list. But for now, these are the 3 that we're looking at. And this week, I also want to work on my gap scanner because right now we can only scan on TD Ameritrade once the market's open. So I want to be working on my pre-market gap scanner. I've looked up how to do it. I just haven't really done it yet. So I'll probably be doing that in the next few days here. All right, so we have 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Before the market opens, let's see if we can get any trades in. Like I said, guys, if you look here to the top left, we only have our cash account that has some buying power in it. The other one, our margin account, is completely out of day trades because of that Friday fiasco. It was good fun, but we made $1 yesterday. What are you gonna do? Or Friday. So AIHS, I think this one really might have a big crash today. This is the one, we were trading like crazy. And I think around this 0.8, a little under the 0.8 at 0.75, we're probably going to see a lot of support, maybe even closer to 0.8. Either way, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious right now. Let's see what we can find. I think there's a really good chance of this crashing. And if this 0.75 area does not hold, which, could definitely happen, I really think we're not going to really be seeing much support until maybe the low 0.5. So I don't know. We're going to have to be really careful with this one, but let's see what happens. If the volume's there, this thing could be really good to trade, but it might already be completely dead. We'll see what traders are looking at today. And then KERN. I mean, this one is just super on our watch list. We also have, it's exactly in our price target as well. So I love these, roughly around $5, somewhere around $5 stocks. I feel they just trade a little bit more consistently. They don't have those massive gaps. They have a nice spread. They still have a low float, so they can run pretty hard. It's just, I mean, this thing really speaks to me. So let's see what happens. I'm going to put an alert here under 5.3, see if we have a little bit of a morning panic. But yeah, I think this thing could still really rally. So let's quickly check out what some of the news is about too. We got 2 minutes till the opening bell. Create alert. KERN is a cannabis stock. I didn't know that. Let me quickly fill up my water. I'll be right back. We got another 1 minute and 30 seconds till the market opens. All right. We got 1 minute. We got 1 minute till the market opens. So yeah, we only got one trade today, so I'm going to be super calm. I mean, there's a good chance I won't get any trades in today, but either way, we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna let the trades come to us. Let's see what happens. This current trade would honestly be really nice. There's a good chance that we're gonna break out past the highs. So I mean, these are all things we're gonna look for. 30 seconds till the market opens. Bit of pre-market activity here on KERN. AIHS. Not really doing too much, but still pretty nice pre-market activity as well. I'll answer that question in a second, but no, I talked to TD Ameritrade about it, had a pretty long conversation about what's possible and what's safe. All right, here we go. I'm going to switch to the 1 minute view. Maybe even the tick chart would be a little bit better. I'm just going to go here and click on tick. Let's see what kind of movement we got. This doesn't really help right now. Okay, so a little bit of a morning panic. AIHS, also a bit of a morning panic, not really doing too much. I don't really like to be looking at two stocks at once, but if the $1 does not hold, this thing, I think it is really just going to completely get crushed. KERN dipping. I really wish I had 2 limit orders ready to go. If the support holds here, this thing could really, really rally, but I think there's going to be a good chance we're going to see that $5 come first. $200. Remember, guys, if you like this opening bell trading, definitely go ahead and hit that like button. It's always good to have some support, and you'll encourage me to make some more of these morning live streams, but I generally do enjoy it. It's good fun. AIHS kind of holding the area at 0.97. KERN is also not really doing too much of anything. TKKS just completely dry. Although, you know, if I was holding that right now, I'd be so nervous. These little moves from AIHS are just massive percentages. KERN may be bouncing already. Let's go to the tick chart. You know, there's not that much traded volume. Let's quickly hit the scanner up. What do we got here? We got STDE, 0.57 market ups, tiny volume here. This is really the only one that's got some interesting volume. Let's go ahead and mark this one, EROS charts. Let's check it out. What do we got going on here? So we have a second green day, a big gap up, big gap up. Definitely going to see some big support at this 2.5 area without a question. I think this thing's going to probably keep breaking higher today. And this is really what all the traders are looking at apparently today. I'm going to go ahead and close this order. I think KERN is still a potential massively good buy. I'm going to keep a close eye on KERN. But I'm just going to also look at EROS. I'm not really sure what this company does. 286 market cap, 8.3. Basically, this thing is just moving. This thing is moving quick. I'm going to go ahead and check out. For some reason, I can't pull up the float yet on TD Ameritrade. If you guys know how to do that, let me know. I'm kind of curious. This thing has a pretty big float, 80 million float. So this thing's not going to crash too hard if it does. So let's see what happens. This could be quite a nice buy, around 2.5, I think. Let's see if we can get a little entry here. So it would be, this is a little VWAP buy right here. Might have been a little bit too early of an entry. We're holding the 2.5. Big buyers coming in here. This 2.55 area might just not hold. Big sellers coming in. I just missed the exit. Just missed that. I was a little too aggressive on this one. I generally like this whole entire setup, but I was just a little too aggressive on it. I'm going to look to get out right at the 48. Let's see if we can get a little exit right here. 45. $50 loss. Not our best trade. Not our best trade, but not too bad either. I'm not really disappointed in this one. It was quick mover. This is one of the patterns that I'm looking at actually to get better at. It's that morning panic or the morning rally. And you know what? I should have identified the fact that we weren't holding as good as I was expecting on this one. So I bought right here on the below the VWAP bounce, exactly kind of what I wanted, but then we didn't get this pop back to the upside, and that's probably when I should have got out. And then when I placed that limit order to sell, we just didn't get it, and then crashed pretty quick. So start the week off with a small loss, 5% loss, 5.6% loss, because I think that was almost exactly $1,000. So yeah, not too great. Let's check out some of the other things, because a lot of these that we wanted to trade today are kind of moving a little bit, but also way slower than I was really expecting. AIHS having that big spike to the upside. You know, that could have been an interesting one, but I was really expecting this one to crash a bit more, and that's not really, I didn't really want to be buying right here. I guess you could say that $1 support is definitely really interesting. So I probably should have identified that, you know, that is definitely going to be a big support area. Let's check out KERN again. I think another good, really interesting trade. If I had another trade today, I would be looking at KERN. I would be waiting for some more support to come in here, and then I'd be looking to take this one. Better than a soccer game. That's good to hear. Well, right now we are 1-0, so nothing too exciting for today, but you know, you just got to learn, and you know, that's what the next 2-3 months are going to be about. It's just really going to be honing in our pattern, making sure all our portfolios are in check. So completely normal. I think this $5 support area is going to be just major. I'm going to put my alert here. I'm going to say replace. AIHS, I think I really should have put more attention on the $1 support zone. I mean, the fact that this thing could just bounce, given the fact that yesterday was Friday was such a strong day, is something I really should have put a little bit more weight onto. But the fact that it didn't hold its highs whatsoever made me extremely bearish on this one. Let's check out EROS again. It's definitely a good thing we got out of EROS. This thing is just completely getting annihilated. I think you were right. It looks like, you know, shorting this one would have been the way to go. I was looking for that secondary bounce to the upside, and we just didn't get it. So, you know, I was wrong on that one. Luckily I got out quick, but I didn't get out quick enough. I held it that split second. You guys probably remember seeing that, and that's when it dipped. Luckily I got out basically right after that at 4.53. So right here I got out right before the secondary crash to the downside. I think this could be an interesting buy based on support in the 5.26 area, just a small bounce. But you'd probably want to wait for some real support to come in first. And here we go. Here's that bounce. You know, this is actually the trade that I look for all the time, this bounce. This has my name written all over it, so I'm a little disappointed that I didn't wait for that one, especially because we only had one trade left. I should have been a little bit more calm today. I think I was really excited, a little overexcited. So yeah, let's go. That's a good idea. I'm not really even sure how to pronounce your name, Balil. Balil. I don't know. It's a cool name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, that's a great idea. So let's check it out on the tick view. So again, guys, this is really where I should have been entering. That's really one of my favorite trades, actually, these big support zone areas. I know I'm going to be making a few more mistakes because I'm really trying to look at one more pattern and just one more aggressive kind of trade setup. And that's really exactly what I did with AIHS. We talked about in the beginning of this video where you know, we were forming a, you know, out of a pullback, and then I bought into the break to the upside. And that's what I was trying to do. So my entry was 2.59 and 2.61. So right here, as we were pulling back to the upside over VWAP, just didn't hold. There was just a lot of selling, didn't hold. And I should have got out as we were continuing to the downside, but I was a bit slow there. So I think where I went wrong is, one, just not being fully confident in this pattern. And then, you know, I think I would do this trade again. I think there wasn't really anything that I did too wrong besides the fact maybe I should have been a little bit more patient. You know, since I did just pull this one from the scanner and I didn't have it on my watch list beforehand, so I wasn't fully convicted in it. And then I should have just got out quicker. So when I noticed the trade was not going my way, I should have just been, boom, I should have been out. Because, you know, even the best traders only write, you know, around 70%, 68%. Our winning ratio right now is 60%. So we're not really doing that bad. But even the perfect pattern sometimes won't work out. So I overall, I generally like this area. And who knows, maybe EROS is going to break to new highs today. I really like their 1 day. We had this big gap up, but you can see already that it's not holding that gap up, and maybe I should have been more alert to that. But generally, like I said, in this 2.25 area, big support. Had a nice gap up, but they did not hold. Yeah, I should have waited. I should have waited and traded the pattern that I'm good at on this one, because the other pattern just wasn't perfect. I was just too aggressive on something I should have not been aggressive on. So yeah, we don't have any more trades till tomorrow. I couldn't even trade right now if I wanted to. I think this 5% trade, I think we definitely could have nailed it. 100%. Big support at 2.3. Easy to identify. I just wasn't patient enough. I think patience was my big issue on this trade. I'm going to go ahead and check out what you guys just, what T-Tally, KRTX. I'm just going to check that one out. KRTX. This rally is pretty impressive. This isn't something I would be trading though. It's not in the price range. It's not in my market cap I'm looking at. The float is in our range a little bit, but ultimately I don't think I would be trading this one. Very cool breakout. Definitely a interesting pick. And let's see, KRTX. Yeah, it's not even on our watch list because I don't scan for anything over $10. So that's why. Yep, 100% right. I should have took a step back. I should have, looked back at the bigger picture. I thought I did, but not hard enough. I saw that 2.5 was big support zone. And that's why I bought a little bit above it, definitely a little bit too early. I thought we were gonna get a bounce here on the bigger picture and then break, potentially, have that breakout to the upside, but we didn't, so I was wrong there. And then yeah, the smaller time frame. I love trading the tick view. I think it's really, really nice. I'll probably come out with a video about that soon. But yeah, I think if I was watching the tick view a little bit more and I had it exactly how I have it right now, I think that I would have been probably a little bit more hesitant on the entry. But ultimately, I mean, this is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for a morning rally, and then, holding the highs above VWAP. Obviously, this didn't really hold the highs above VWAP, but I see so many times where we dip right below VWAP, and then we have, some candle like this, and then we continue the rally. So, yeah, I don't know. I just should have been more patient on this one. Let the price come to me. 2.35. Let's see what else we can learn. Looks like this thing could, again, maybe do a little scallop pattern. We have a little ascending scallop, and then we break to the upside here, and then 2.5 will be new resistance. I think there's a good chance of that happening. That would be a good little upside of 5%. Those are some really big orders right here coming in. I'll feel better if it goes down, but So if it goes down, I'll be like, yeah, go down. I'm happy that I cut my losses quickly on that one. I think that's something I did fairly okay on this trade. Entry could have probably been better, and the exit could have been even faster, but 2.45. Let's quickly figure out here we go. This might be that break to the upside we were talking about. At 2.32, that would be a 6% rally. That would be a pretty nice little bounce here. I think there's a really good chance that we're going to have it. We're going to have the nice little scallop pattern. Hey, Angel, good to see you again. Don't worry, it happens. We're down a little bit. We're down 56 bucks today. I think what I really should have been doing on EROS was just watching it slowly and waiting until I felt very comfortable after watching the order book a little bit longer and being really ready ultimately for that trading opportunity. And I think that trading opportunity was right here, the 2.3. I mean, that speaks to us right above our support. And if we missed this 2.3 entry, we could have bought right here on the pullback. 2.33, 3% profit, pretty small move, but you know, you don't know how big the moves are going to be ahead of time, but yeah. $6,159. I'm going to quickly do a little calculation right here and figure out day trade CPU. I'm going to say we bought 100 and then we bought 300. I forgot to look what our price was. It was a 2.61 and then it was 2.559 day trades. A lot of sellers in EROS. Today is the 18th. EROS, we closed this one. We just had an alert go off. APDN. I'm going to go ahead 400 here, and then I'm going to say our entry was here and our exit. You guys remember the exit? I don't even remember the exit charts. APDN, this is when we were trading. This was a great trade. This trade was super, super fun. Wow, yeah, this thing is just dipping all-time lows right now. Who knows how low this thing can go. Let's go back to EROS. It's really unfortunate that I was so aggressive this morning. I should have just, you know, took the back seat. I should have had my one trade, my little baby, and been like, you know what? I never want to give up this one trade unless it's perfect. 4, 5, 3. That's what I should have done. Flag breakout. Yeah, we weren't really seeing the flag breakout. I was kind of buying a straight up VWAP. So yeah, it's really not that pattern that I typically buy. It was crushed so hard this morning. I should have been way more hesitant when it was, you know, it didn't have a soft little pullback with a nice little channel. Not to mention volume was dipping off here. I was just way too aggressive on a pattern that I don't fully understand yet. So really, really just my fault on that one. Yeah, thanks. I was that initial exit, we just missed it. We missed it probably by like 3 seconds. I should have been quicker. One reason, and this really bothers me, one reason why I'm not sometimes super fast with clicking is because I'll hesitate because I'm like, this is the only trade I can do today. If I had unlimited trades, which we're gonna get there eventually, I would definitely exit a position very quickly without even thinking twice about it. The second it doesn't go my way, I would be out. But sometimes I hold them a little bit too long because, it's like, the only trade I can make today. Let's see if it reverses. Yeah, it happens. It's not gonna eat me up. I mean, I've been trading for several years now. It just, losses don't bother me at all. It's just, small account challenge. So we have to kind of deal with a lot of these little mini issues. AIHS is back to $1. KERN is 5.47, not really doing too much, but held the 5.3 area. Yeah, so that entry, was a little too aggressive. So 5.47% loss, not really too bad. If we go over to our portfolio page, this is going to be automatically calculated. Here you go. I just reorganized it so it automatically calculates all this good information. So since we're only trading with about 30, that was about a 25 actually portfolio size, 25%. It was a net change of 1.13 on our portfolio, so it wasn't really too bad. Let's see if we can. What I need to do is really figure out what I was trading on this one. Usually it's much more obvious, but I was just trading a straight VWAP reversal on a morning rally, I guess you can say. I'm always happy that you guys are tuning in. Always good to learn with you guys. You guys always have really good points, and I always appreciate you guys dropping the likes as well. Looks like we were in a bit of a pennant pattern here. I was trying to draw it earlier, but we have in the tick view, it doesn't really draw as nicely. But ultimately, we had somewhat of a bear flag forming here, and we're kind of breaking to the downside right now. I wouldn't be surprised if this had a little break down and then a bounce back to the tip around 2.3, 6 maybe, before continuation to the downside. But let's see what happens. I think I'm taking it long, and then you immediately just look for some. Yeah, I think you're right. I got myself too pumped on that stock. Usually, I'm way more relaxed, so maybe it was just because all weekend I was like, gotta get ready. I kind of pumped myself up for that one, didn't I? I kind of deserve that loss. Yeah, let's see if that's true. So if I just stuck with my pick of the day, well, AIHS isn't really doing too much, so we definitely would have not traded any of this. Although, that $1 bounce, I should have really been a bit more active on that. I think this thing, there's a good chance it's going to crash today. And if it does crash today, I would be looking to dip buy. because that's my favorite pattern, and that's just, I don't know, I love dip buying. And then we have KERN. I think KERN, I don't think I would have made an entry yet. I'm looking for a bigger crash closer to 5, so I probably would still have my trade available, but I probably would have traded EROS if I was a bit more reserved, and I probably would have bought near the 2.33 because that's exactly my typical pattern that I look for. I look for these support line bounces, and we had double confirmation here with the longer term multi-day support level at 2.27, and then we also have the moving average kind of coming in. Would have not really been the best trade, but better than a loss. I'm just happy that we got out of this one before the loss was over 6%. So this thing kind of did exactly like we were expecting. We had a little breakdown bounce here back to 2.36. And then now it's just continuing the crash. Continuing the crash of doom. So this gap up really did not hold at all. Let's just see how much further this thing goes down, and then see if you guys have any more questions or what kind of comments you guys have. Might wrap it up a little bit later. Looks like the 2.25 area could have been where the buyers were waiting. Right now it's bouncing really hard off this area. We also have to see EROS has a deal with YouTube Music. I mean, that's never a bad deal to have. Huge sell-off. I also should have been checking if this thing has dilution on it. I didn't really get to check that this morning either. So again, I should have been more patient on this one. I should have went through their financials maybe quickly. Definitely should have went through their news. Let's see if there's anything else moving very quickly. So we have, let's check out what so this EROS is kind of falling on the scanner. Clearly it's drying up a little bit. The pharmaceuticals and the biotechs have just been constantly going crazy. One of the biggest traded ones right now, tiny market cap, NBY. I'm going to check this one out quickly. NBY. Some of the ones we're going to be picking out today are going to be ones that are rallying all week. Ooh, wow, this one just has failed spikes for days. Good thing we didn't buy this one today. This one also had a morning rally and had a few bounces here near the VWAP support, got completely crushed under it. You would have had one last exit opportunity right here, and then just continued getting crushed. I mean, overall down 24% after the gap up. So it's still up 36% on the day. I would not be buying this one at the moment. I would wait for a bigger pullback. I would wait for something around 6.25. I think this would be a really interesting zone to buy it. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little line here. It's not like the straightest line, but I'm going to go ahead and put an alert here too, so I could check, be notified if it does go below it. Might be something you want to trade tomorrow. So we rallied above the 0.8 area, but then just got completely crashed again. EROS. I think it's gym time. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the live stream on this one. It was a bit shorter of a live stream, but, you know, it's nicely under an hour. Unfortunate that we didn't get a nice trade, but, you know, it is fortunate that we got out of this trade before it got really, really bad. Right now, it's bouncing really, really nicely. 2.25. We should have waited, you know, but I was too eager on this one. I was not patient enough, and it, you know, I deserved that loss. So, no problems on that at all. Anyway, I like the movement on this one. This is exactly, you know, a little lower in our price range, but I definitely like the price. I like the market cap, the float, 80 million, a little bit bigger than we typically want, but, you know, dollar volume, there's definitely a lot of attention here today. So whatever moves it's going to be doing, it's going to be very liquid. So pretty nice stock, and I have a feeling we're probably going to be seeing this one a little bit more the rest of the week. All right, I'm gonna go too. So, ciao, and have a great rest of the day, guys. Stay safe and make some awesome trades. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, ciao.